What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Rantin Review Pro Wrestling, and this is a news and commentary break. So, the WWE Women's Division has been a topic of conversation for quite some time in the pro wrestling community. Sometimes it's seen as the best women's division in the world, and other times, not so much. Currently, there are rumors going around that there is a lot of frustration within the WWE Women's Division, mainly about a lot of the women feeling they're not getting enough screen time. With spots opening up at the top with the departures of Naomi and Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair taking time off, and even recently with Rhea Ripley and her injury issues, more women have thought they would get more screen time, but that necessarily hasn't been the case. Add in Vince McMahon putting himself on TV during a scandal involving a less than female positive issue, and it's understandable why some of the women's roster might be frustrated. There are, of course, exceptions to this, with the current program currently being built between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. Of course, Rousey has constantly been criticized in both of her runs now in WWE about not caring much about WWE or about the other women on the roster. This does seem to be changing a little bit, as the word is that she has expressed that she wants to work with pretty much any woman on the roster to help get their star over, which is what she's there for. She's there to use her star power to help elevate other wrestling talent. That's the way it's always worked for the history of the pro wrestling business. One side of this is her, again, wanting to work with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, of course, was one of the biggest highlights from the Money in the Bank show this year, when she won the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cashed it in against Rousey to become the new Smackdown Women's Champion. Now, the program is currently running for them to have a match at SummerSlam where Rousey is going to go after Liv Morgan, and you're going to have to see how that pans out. And it's not up to Rousey, it's not up to Morgan, it's up to WWE booking as to whether or not they're going to keep Liv Morgan looking strong and have her beat Rousey at SummerSlam. Seems like from the rumors that Rousey is in line with something like that. She's all up for something like that. So we'll have to see how that works out at SummerSlam. Another bright spot may also come at SummerSlam with the return of one of my favorite WWE wrestlers, who is Bayley, who's been out for a long time after an ACL injury. Now, she's scheduled to be at SummerSlam, whether or not she's going to be performing or just be there in kind of a supporting role as backstage interviewer or doing some. She's done that before. It's kind of silly before, but seeing Bayley on WWE TV is always a good thing. She's one of the original 4 horsewomen that helped turn the women's division in WWE around, or at least the perception of it around, with the things that her, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks did in NXT, and then later on the main roster. So we'll have to wait and see what happens when Bayley comes back, and whether or not they're going to put her back in the future, because she was feuding with Bianca Belair before she got injured, so whether or not she's going to do that. But the women's roster has changed a lot since then. She can do feuds with a whole bunch of different women, and that definitely would be interesting. Plus, Becky Lynch, that could be an interesting feud. If Charlotte comes back at the same time, once again, that's another interesting feud. And obviously, some of the other talents, Ronda Rousey, Liv Morgan, etc., etc. In other news, former New Japan and Impact Wrestling star Michael Elgin, the rumors, and I'm stressing that these are rumors because people have cited this as truth, but the rumors were that he was arrested in Japan over stealing protein powder. And it was also reported that Elgin could face 5 years in jail for this. However, Michael Elgin has since come out and rebutted those claims. He stated that, quote, "I'm not going to bother saying what happened, but I am going to say I was not charged for stealing protein. I'm not charged at all. I am not facing jail time. I'm also not deported. I'm going to Canada to be with my family after the passing of an extremely close family member." So this explains why he was not at the Pro Wrestling Noah show, which he was scheduled for. He's had to drop a championship there, but it's easy to see, and this is why I say you have to stress these things are rumors. Michael Elgin got in a lot of trouble in the speaking out movement thing. He got in a lot of trouble for stuff that he was doing in New Japan. Apparently they don't like him anymore. Impact dropped him because of the speaking out thing. There's a lot going on in the history of Michael Elgin. He's kind of blacklisted in a lot of the industry right now. So again, this is a rumor that he was arrested and may be facing 5 years of jail time. And his response is that that did not happen and that he is not facing jail time. And the reason he wasn't at the Noah show is because he had a passing in his family. So let's, as things go, I'm going to take his word until it's proven otherwise. But again, be careful with this kind of stuff, man, because that's kind of effed up. I imagine, I put myself in that position. no matter what I may think about Michael Elgin's past actions or what the rumors are, what the truth is about some of the things that he's done in the past. You know, if the guy's got a family member who passed and that's why he's leaving, and then he's reading that people are saying he got arrested for something he didn't get arrested for, that's kind of effed up. So we're gonna see if anything else comes out of that, if he winds up getting in trouble, if this is true or if it's not true. But I would, just to be decent people, I would be careful with spreading this out there too much. But that's the news and commentary for today. Guys, if you are interested in the New Japan G1 Climax, definitely check out the other videos on my channel. I have covered the first 2 nights of the G1 Climax. I will be covering the entire tournament and giving updates and standings as the tournament goes on. So you can subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when those videos come out. Thank you guys for checking out this brief news break. And until next time, I will see you guys here for more news, rumors, and commentary on the Rant and Review Pro Wrestling. Have a good day.